What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another one. I know I took a while to make another video, but I'm glad I'm back to talk to you guys about something really important. As you guys know, in trucking, if you have a major breakdown, you're gonna be paying a lot of money for your engine or your equipment to get repaired. Now, you could either take it to the dealership, you could take it to the engine manufacturer to get it repaired, which is going to be very costly. Or another option is finding a mechanic in your city, in your hometown, and get it repaired. The thing is, with all these mechanics in your hometown that are not Caterpillar certified, Detroit certified, Cummins certified, they're just mechanics. You got to be trustworthy of them, and you have to do your homework before you go to them and let them work on your equipment. I have worked with a few mechanics here in Chicago. I want to say about 3 of them that I trust, and I take my truck constantly. And let me give you a little story about why I'm telling you this. So about, I want to say a couple months ago, right around the middle of June, I took my truck in because it was getting low oil pressure on my Caterpillar engine. I took it in, they were working on it. They changed a bunch of stuff, sensors, because it did have to do with a sensor, temperature sensors and all that. And the pressure was still pretty low. They recommended me to do was change all the bottom end, which was the main bearings, the rod bearings, the oil pump, and obviously a fresh oil change. Well, at that point, they gave me my truck back. They recommended me to do it, and I didn't want to go to work before doing that job. Needless to say, they were busy. They couldn't do that job for me until another 2 weeks. So I decided to try to get it done. I asked a friend. A friend told me he knew about a guy that did pretty good work, and his prices were pretty reasonable. I took his word for it. I went to the guy. I took him my truck. He said he knows how to do that. He works on engines. I did see a couple engines pulled apart, and well, I trusted him. I left him my equipment. I personally went to go get the parts. So I got all the bearings, the main bearings, rod bearings. I got the oil pump. I took them all to him, which by surprise, by the second day that I took them, I went to go and pick up the oil pump because I needed to return it as a core. And at that point, he gave me the oil pump, and he showed me a couple of rod bearings that were pretty beat up. And he told me they were pretty beat up, and he got the new ones in, and all he needed to do was put the main bearings in, and that the oil pump, he was going to do it the next day, seal it up, put the oil, and I would be ready to go. Cool. When I got the truck back, let me tell you that oil pressure was still the same. Nothing changed. They were still running the same. And 2 months later, I am due for a in-frame. This time I took the truck to a shop that was very recommended to me by like 4 different people. They don't know each other. I know them though. And all of them took their truck there. They had the same, 3 of them had the same engine as I did, and they told me that they did pretty good. So if I got recommended by a couple people, I took their word for it this time. I went to go check out the spot. They were very professional there. At the first spot, I should have known. A couple red flags. You know, my guy over there was wearing freaking sandals working around heavy machinery, so that should have been red flag number 1. Red flag number 2, he only wanted to get paid cash. Red flag number 3, he didn't save the old parts for me to keep. Well, I took it into these guys. This shop was over at Bedford Park. I took it in. I wanted them to do a compression test actually, just to see if everything was good with my truck. I was wondering if I was just losing, pressure somewhere. And they did do a compression test that ended up being, 3 of my pistons were not getting enough compression. They were very, very low compression. So one of them, I think 2 of them were like 35 psi, and one of them was at 0. They're supposed to be like at 115, 120 psi. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But they're supposed to be pretty high because these are acert engines, and so that was pretty low. So his suggestion was, open up the head. Maybe it was a cracked head. That was, the best possible solution for me, the least amount of money that I would have spent. So I was just like, go ahead, open it up. So he opened it up. It ended up not being the head. It was a couple of sleeves that were cracked. So obviously the compression was slipping through, and I need an in-frame. I give him an okay to tear down the engine apart. I will give you guys a video about the overhaul or the in-frame later on. So they took it apart. When they were taking the bottom end apart, they were asking me if I had another update after I took in the main bearings and the rod bearings back in June, and I was like, no, like why would you be asking me? I'm gonna show you guys a picture right now and a small video. The main bearings, I had 2 different main bearings. That one of them was really, really old, really burnt up, and I had two different part numbers, which means this man back in June did not change my main bearings. He replaced whatever he could. And what did he replace? Main bearings are 6 rings that go around the main bearings, right? 6 rings, each have two rings to complete one, up obviously the upper and the bottom. This man only changed a total of 3 pieces of the rings, not even a full main bearing, just whatever he could untorque and torque back, and I'm sure those were not torqued to spec. The rod bearings, all the rod bearings on the bottom were brand new. The upper rod bearings, the rings, they were all used up, and it was a whole different part number as well. Oil pump, I don't know what oil pump he used, but that oil pump he left me was still spinning. If you guys know about oil pumps, in order for you to have pressure, that oil pump should not be spinning freely. Okay, it should have a little bit of restriction if you try to spin the gear. That one was just spinning freely. But yeah, those are the things somebody as an owner operator have to check. Do your homework before taking it to any shop, because it could be the difference between fixing it right and not having to spend a lot of money to fixing it half-ass and having to spend a shit ton of money afterwards. Who knows, maybe that man thought I was gonna open the engine pretty soon, but it happened sooner than expected. I'm trying to find out to see what I could do legally to see what I could get back from him, because I paid for my services and obviously nothing got done. Now I have a fresh in frame that, like I said, the shop that I took it to in Bedford Park, they were really, really professional. They educated me a couple things on the engine. So I've only had the truck for about a week now, running great, no more blow by. That was the thing with my truck, it was throwing a lot of blow by. The oil pressure is back to normal, and like I said, I'm gonna make another video of the in-frame itself, the process, how much it costed and everything in the next video. So if you guys want to know more about it, just stay in touch for the next one. Well, let me know if you guys had any bad experiences in different shops. I know here in Chicago, in the Chicago area, there's a lot of shady places, especially around the place that I took it to. It was right around 31st and Cicero. I know there's a bunch of little shops around there that are shady as hell. Like I said, around Chicago area, there's a lot of shady people. So, like I said, it was part of my fault because I wanted to get it done, and I didn't do my homework. But moving forward, gotta do my homework a little bit better. Now that I have a fresh in frame, I have to take care of it even more. But lessons I learned, and I'm here to teach you guys a little bit. I'm here to show you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly. So hopefully you guys learn a little bit about this video going forward too. Hopefully you guys do your homework. But with that being said, I'm gonna stop the video at this time. If you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for, man? It's free. Subscribe. That way you can get a lot more content, get a little bit more familiar with trucks, learn a thing or two. If you're new, I mean, I have 10 years in my belt and I'm still, learning. So it's always a learning experience here in the trucking. But with all being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless you all, and let's keep on moving forward.